Sit down and fasten your seatbelt for this. All right, I want to talk about another aspect of the Chester Weger case and the court ruling that drives me crazy, that is just ridiculous. So there was a hair recovered on the left index finger of victim Francis Murphy. That is, by the way, the same finger that's missing a fingertip post-mortem. We send the hair to the Bodie lab, and their biologist assesses it and determines it has a root. It's what they call an anagen hair, meaning it's in the growing phase, and they assess it for follicular material on a scale of 1 to 4, 4 being the most. It was scaled to 4+. This woman's name was Najee Bradley, the analyst, testified at our evidentiary hearing. It's like a hair that got plucked out. You know, that's the kind of hair this is. Came out involuntarily, and it's on Francis Murphy's fingertip. We do DNA testing on the hair, comes back to a male profile, not Chester Weger. We now want to figure out, well, whose hair is it? So we submitted for genetic genealogy testing, and this is a miracle. I mean, this hair got recovered in 1960. Can you believe this? We got a genetic sequence. It came back to one of 3 local brothers, the Bray brothers. The most likely being Edward, who in 1960 was 60 years old. He was single. He was a security guard at a place called the Seneca Shipyard. Kind of sounds like a blue-collar, rough-and-tumble guy, right? In dismissing our DNA evidence, and we argued that the hair that likely belongs to Edward Bray, one of these 3 Bray brothers, is on Francis Murphy's fingertip because she's fighting with her attacker. That's why it's on her finger, and it's why it's got a root, and that's why it's an anagen hair. So the court astonishingly dismissed this. Makes my head want to explode. I'm going to read you this sentence that I highlighted. I'm going to read it verbatim from the court's ruling, okay? This part of the ruling. The defendant's assertion that the hair must have come from the killer are compromised by the recognition that, to be true, it means a 60-plus-year-old man was sent to Starved Rock to assist in killing 3 women at the end of a long canyon. Yeah, a 60-year-old man. Yeah, a 60-year-old man. There were multiple people there, according to the evidence I've uncovered, and one of them was a guy who was 60 years old, and it's Edward Bray's hair. Yeah, I mean, can you effing believe the court would say that? Would dismiss it because Edward Bray was 60 years old? He acts like Edward Bray was 160 years old. What's the adjective you would use for the court to say that? It's astonishing. I'll use the word that my grandmother always used, flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. What is going on here? Why is Chester Weger getting denied justice again? And on this bogus reason that it would have to mean a 60-year-old was down there in the canyon participating in the murders? Yeah, that's what it means, and that's what happened.